What's up, y'all? Out here at the range, as you can see, on a beautiful sunny day. It's around 70 degrees, a perfect day for a bunch of jelly testing. As y'all can see by the title on this one, we're coming back to the new kid on the block, the 30 Super Carry. I've done a few tests on this already. I've given my thoughts on it, so I'm not going to really go deep into that rant again about what my thoughts about it are. I'll leave some links above if y'all interested in seeing that stuff, but we're going to do some more testing of it today. What we got planned today for it is some HST testing. As you can see over here, I got the 30 Super Carry HST Federal Premium, the 100 grain, and then on the right here I've got 9mm 124 grain plus P. Now the reason I'm using plus P on this, number one, 124 grain is the lightest HST 9mm you can get, and number two, this 30 Super Carry is basically loaded to plus P standards 100% of the time. There is no plus P because it is basically plus P. It's a lot higher pressure than the 9, so since this is such a heavier round, I figured bumping it up to plus P would kind of even the field and give us a true comparison of what they will do against each other. I got two freshly melted blocks. Now I do have one test done in these blocks already, and it's a Federal punch test, and it's kind of a spoiler. If you hadn't seen that yet, I'll leave a link up above. You might want to go check that out first, so if you see these wound tracks, it doesn't spoil what happened in that punch test for you. But as usual for the tools on this one, we got the same exact models, just in different calibers. The M&P Shield EZ, so we got the 30 Super Carry EZ, and we got the 9mm EZ, same exact 3.5-inch barrel, everything exactly the same about these two except for the calibers. This is one I've been really anxious to do some testing on, is these HSTs. HSTs pretty much perform fantastic out of any caliber, so I expect both of these to do very well, but which one's gonna do better, we're getting ready to find out. All right, y'all, let's get our speeds and see what we're working with. I'm gonna do a 3-round average on each one of these. You ain't getting 5 because these HSTs are expensive and hard to come by here lately, so 3-round average on both of them. I'm gonna start out with the 30 Super Carry. Let's see what we get, y'all. $11.78. Another $11.78. And $11.73, very consistent out of these. Two of them exactly the same, and one of them just a few FPS off. Let's go down there and check the average on these. All right, so the 3-round average on the HST 30 Super Carry was 1,176 feet per second. Let me reset it and let's check out those 9mm. All right, y'all, let's check out the 9mm. 3 rounds of these also. I'm very curious to see what these plus P HSTs do out of this 3.5-inch barrel. So here we go. 1164, 1153, and 1157, so pretty good consistency on those as well. Definitely some good speed for a 124. Let's check out the average on those. All right, so the 3-round average on the 9mm plus P HST was 1,158 feet per second. And if y'all remember on that 30 Super Carry, it was 1176. So you're talking about only 18 feet per second difference between the two of them. The 30 Super Carry is 18 feet per second faster. So this should be a really interesting test in the jelly. Let me get everything reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's plus P versus SC jelly time. I'm expecting some really good performance out of both of these, to be honest with you. So we're gonna start out with the 30 Super Carry and see what we get. Here we go. All right, a little bit lower than I wanted, but we can work with that. Let me go down there and check it out, make sure we're good to go. All right, y'all, I'm sure some of y'all was yelling at me through the screen. I know y'all saw what I did. I forgot to turn my doggone jelly cam on again. I'm getting in a bad habit of that lately, but I'm gonna take another shot for you. I'm gonna try to put it up a little higher than that one because I know people like to see it hit the gel and see the action of it. So, daggone it, I can't believe I keep doing that, but let's see if I can squeeze this up above that one. All right, went just above it, I think. I think we're out of it enough to see both of them. Let's go down there and check it out and make sure. All right, y'all, that worked out just fine. Right up above it, you can see both of them separately and almost the exact same performance out of those. So I guess that was good anyway. We can verify it. I know people's always give me a hard time about differences. And like I said before a bunch of times, every time I've taken multiple shots, they have been almost exactly the same as far as center fire ammo goes. But let's check out this 9mm. I'm gonna try to put this one up underneath those two without going out the bottom. Definitely went way too low on that one. All right, let's try that again. Way too low on that. I got into the wood, drug wood fragments all up into my jelly, so gave myself a nightmare to clean up later, that's for sure. Let's see if I can move it on up some, y'all. I swear, I think I hit almost the exact same place. All right, hopefully the third time's a charm. I guess the one thing you can say is I'm consistent, just consistently too low out there. So let's move this thing up some. I'm trying not to get into those 30 super carry tracks. Let's see what we get. There we go, that one should have been perfect. But go down there and check those out. All right, y'all, let's take a look at this mess I've made down here. As far as the wound tracks, checking out what y'all need to see, it looks fantastic. But as you can see on the bottom there where I got into that wood, man, I made myself a terrible mess I've got to clean up. This is going to take me forever. But anyway, let's go over what we got here. So the top two there are the 30 super carries. The second one is the one I put in there first. The top one is the one I put in there second. From this angle, it looks like one wound channel is bigger, but to be honest, they're exactly the same, basically. I'll show you from above. Very nice wound channels out of both of them. Looks like both of them expanded very nicely and very nice penetration on both of those. So, you know, I've never claimed that these 30 super carries did not perform well and they were a bad round, but y'all know my thoughts on them again. I ain't gonna get deep into that again. But very nice performance out of 30 super carry. The 9mm is the one right here. Excellent performance on the 9mm. Very, very nice wound channel. From above, the above angle, you can tell this wound channel is definitely bigger in diameter. I'll show you here above in just a second. But went on out, excellent expansion on this thing. I mean, absolute fantastic expansion and great penetration. Looks like about 15.5 inches or so of penetration with that excellent expansion. And also, as y'all saw on the screen, you're talking about 60 some feet and like 62 foot-pounds more energy out of this 9. So I mean, that's a lot. That's a significant amount of energy. That's about 20% more energy. That's nothing to shake a stick at. So but let me show you what the penetration distance is. The 30 super carry is out here at 17.5 inches exactly. Even the second one, or the first one I should say, is 17.5. It just rebounded, but the forward momentum on both of them is exactly the same. 17.5 inches on that 30 super carry. The 9mm plus P penetrated to exactly 15.25 and then rebounded back to about somewhere around 15, close to 15. So about 15.25 forward momentum on the 9mm. So the super carry definitely out penetrated it, but I can just tell already that there's some nice expansion on that 9mm. But I'll show y'all from above what I was talking about. I don't know how well you'll be able to make this out. Keep in mind, that's two different wound tracks on that 30 super carry, but if you can kind of check it out and keep looking, you can see that 9mm down towards the bottom, it's noticeably bigger in diameter if you kind of separate those two in your mind there, the 30 super carry. So not a whole bunch bigger now, don't get me wrong, it's nothing super drastic, but it's a definitely a bigger wound channel on that 9mm. All right, y'all, let's take a look at these projectiles. Let me show you these couple that I got down into the wood on these HSTs first. This one didn't open at all. I mean, I didn't just graze that wood. I got on into it, so it smashed the tip, kept that from opening. This one was sitting down there backwards right at the end of the, right into the second block. And then this one was another one, the second one that I hit the wood with. It still tried to expand, but it's pretty mangled up. So I'm not even gonna fool with those. This wasn't supposed to be a barrier test, so we ain't gonna do any measurements on those today. But here's the 230 super carries. These are exactly the same. I mean, these are exactly the same. Both of them expanded nicely, so I'm just going to use one for my measurements. I mean, they're identical. You can't tell any difference in these. Very nice expansion on them, as you see. So real uniform expansion and everything on those. In comparison, here's the 9mm. So noticeably bigger expansion on that. I mean, that 9mm opened up nicely. As you can see, the petals of the jacket peeled all the way back to the end of the projectile. Very nice expansion out of that 9mm. So let's get some weight on them, see if they lost. I don't think these lost anything, maybe just a tiny bit, but let's see what they weigh in. All right, so the 9mm started out at 124 and we're at 1 123.8 on the 9mm. Now the 30 Super Carry started at 100.2 on the 30 Super Carry, so neither one of these lost any kind of material at all. As far as the sizes on them, we'll start with the 9mm, 0.63, 0.628, and 0.629, so very nice expansion out of this 9mm. As far as the 30 Super Carry, got 0.527, 0.517, and 0.513, so not bad expansion on this 30 Super Carry either. So there you have it, y'all, another 9mm versus 30 Super Carry test with the HST, the Plus P 9mm, and the standard 100 grain 30 Super Carry. Both of these performed very nicely, very nice expansion on them, very nice penetration on them. Again, I expected this 30 Super Carry would perform nice. It has in all the tests, but we'll go back to it and I'll just mention it one more time. I'm not going to get on a big rant again on it, but what's the purpose? It's not filling any gap that exists out there. That's just my thing about this 30 Super Carry, and I'm still sticking by that. You got more energy out of this 9, you got greater weight, you got greater expansion, you still got plenty of penetration on it, so I really just don't see the need in this. Yeah, you got about 20% more capacity, but you got 20% weaker rounds in that 20% more capacity. All right, y'all, that wraps up another 30 Super Carry versus 9mm test. Some very good results out of both of these rounds. Like I say, I expected as much, but with these being HSTs, it's hard to get bad results out of an HST of any kind, to be honest with you. Pretty much similar results to what we've seen so far out of the other 30 versus 9 tests with different types of ammo. The 30 Super Carry, nice wound channel, nice expansion. It gets a little more penetration than the 9. The 9, on the other hand, gets more expansion, more foot-pounds of energy, and a little bit less penetration. Now, both of these completely adequate on the penetration department. Expansion on the 9 was far greater, a much larger projectile after the expansion, and the foot-pounds of energy, like I said, you're talking about 62 foot-pounds more energy out of that 9. That is definitely not insignificant whatsoever. As far as my pick on this, y'all don't even have to ask. Y'all know I'm not a big fan of the 30 Super Carry, just simply because it's trying to fill a gap that's not there, in my opinion. It's far above the handling, the recoil and everything of a 380, and it's just below the 9mm with the same recoil, the same handling. You get those 2 extra rounds in a slightly larger package. We already discovered that that's not absolutely true, that it's the same. So you get 20% weaker rounds in 2 more rounds, but in a slightly larger package. But y'all let me know y'all's thoughts below down in the comments. Who would rather use the 30 Super Carry? Who would rather stick to the 9? Let me know what you think down below. If you enjoyed the video, as always, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you can get notified when I upload these new videos. Check out my affiliate links down below, Amazon storefront. If you go through there before you do your shopping through Amazon, anything you buy anywhere on Amazon after hitting that link, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I appreciate that. If you're looking for some good ear pro, check out my actual affiliate links down below for some big savings versus going through their website. I appreciate all my range game members, like I always tell you, for reaching out and hitting that join button. That really does help, so I thank y'all for that. Appreciate all the support from everybody by watching my videos, hitting that thumbs up, hitting that subscribe button, and leave me them comments down below. Like I say, let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this 30 Super Carry versus 9mm. I got to get set back up because I got plenty more planned out here for today, so y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.